Hello, everyone. This is Minister Isaac Wilson coming to you again today with a new video. It's been a while. Happy New Year to you all. I know it's been quite some time since I've made a new video, but today I just want to talk just briefly touch on a few things that I had on my mind, my heart, with you guys today. It's good to be in the land of the living. A lot going on in our world today, and just want to leave some words of wisdom and knowledge with you guys. One thing I want to touch on briefly is the black on black crime. Also want to touch briefly on our relationships subject, far as women finding, are there any good? I ask me a lot of times, or wondering, where are all the good men out here? And there are still some good men out here, still good brothers out here. It's just a matter of what a person is looking for, or where they are, maybe personally in their life. But there are some good men out here. Let's talk a little bit about this black on black crime thing. And it's been really disturbing, hearing things in the news about black on black crime in our communities. And I'm pretty sure, we can't blame other people, other nationalities, like we, like to do a lot of times, blame it on the white man for this and for that. Many conspiracy theorists may have their own theories on different things and take on different various things. But I just we need to hold ourselves accountable for things as well that's going on in our communities, far as black on black crime. And one of the things, in which I feel and which I believe, one of the reasons why we have black on black crime is, one of the main things is, and it could be a numerous number of things, but I'm just giving it to you from my perspective. And I'm gonna talk a little bit about jealousy. If as it affiliates with the act of violence. Jealousy is something that was going on back in the biblical times with Cain and Abel. Cain and Abel were brothers. Back in the book of Genesis chapter 4, Cain and Abel were brothers, and what happened was Cain had killed his brother Abel. Because he became jealous because God accepted his offering over his. Abel, his brother Abel, gave God his best. And and it's no different in today. It's no different. The Bible says there's nothing new under the sun. In the same way that Abel, he gave God his best, God gives us all that same opportunity. And that's to give him our best. And what happens that a lot of times with a lot of us, when we don't apply ourselves and we so busy competing with one another and trying to keep up with one another, and we think that another person is starting to advance itself more than we are, we become ultimately jealous of an individual. When you don't have to do that. God is no respecter of persons. The same way God blesses me, he could bless you or anybody else. It's all about knowing when your season is. It's about knowing when your season is. When it's your season, and when it's your time for the God really to bless you with certain things that you are wanting for your life, or asking God for your life. It's about it, that He will open that door in that particular season. And a lot of times when we stray or go wrong we start focusing on other people and where they are and what's going on in their life and everything else. When we got to focus on our own life. We need to pay attention to where we are, what season are we in our own life. And once you can understand that, you don't have any reason to focus on other people or get envious or jealous. The same way how Cain and Abel, what happened with Cain and Abel. And one thing that you want to say about jealousy, when you're holding jealousy in your heart, the spirit of jealousy, it's an evil thing that the devil uses a lot of times. When you not only to, if you fester on it and continually think on it, then you're eventually going to commit the act. It's a dangerous thing to hang around people who are jealous of you. When you know somebody that's jealous of you, you need to try to stay clear of those individuals. Because regardless of how much you try to do for them or to make them like you or accept you or anything, it just won't work. Because in their heart and their mind, some kind of way or another, they won't accept it. Because the first thing they're going to think or realize or try to say is, oh, well, he must think he better than me, or he must look down on me. They want to be in your position. It's not about what you could give a person a lot of times. It's about them wanting to be in your position in the place that you are at that particular moment. It's about that moment that they want. That they want all the attention and all the glorification and all the acceptance at that time. But now understanding that's your moment. They don't know a lot of people don't have no clue as to what people have gone through or been through before they start even placing judgment or start just saying things that they have no clue about a person. You have no idea what some people have gone through to get to where that particular place where they are. To be able to celebrate and enjoy and embrace that moment in time which God has brought them or what God has done for them. So, I look at it in our community, it's a lot of jealousy that's going on. We call today hateration that's going on from individuals. And then, you got to have self-esteem and know who you are. And that's what's it all about. If you don't think highly enough of yourself to see yourself getting ahead, how you expect somebody else to think when you don't even think highly of yourself? It's a lot of us that, we're suffering from low self-esteem and self-worth. We don't value ourselves. And when you don't value yourself, you don't see any reason to value anybody else or their life. To just take somebody's life so easily like that. Through violence or crime or anything. Black on black crime it stems from jealousy. It stems from jealousy and lack of respect for one another. One of the things that, I noticed in our day and time, people don't respect each other, one another like they used to back in days' time. People used to hold the door for you when you're going into different places, stores or buildings. People used to hold the door for you, no problem. Nowadays, people see you coming, they let the door slam in your face. They let the elevator close on you, won't even bother to try to hold the elevator for you. People used to speak and say good morning, good evening, hello, how are you? All of those things in times past. But these days in time, people don't have respect for one another. They don't have the proper respect for one another. And so when you have this attitude and way of thinking, it's no problem for you to be disrespectful or to take somebody out. If they get in your way or you feel as though, that they think somebody better than you. It ain't even, it's not about nobody thinking that they better than you. You don't have to compete with. You shouldn't be competing or comparing yourself with anybody. And that's our biggest problem, competition. And on so many different levels, that can be, if you're not careful. I know, we all pick up basketball games, football games, stuff like that. There's nothing wrong with being competitive on that as far as that aspect. But there are other aspects as far as people being competitive, as far as where you live, what kind of car you drive, and where you work at, and all of those different things. That level of competitivity is totally different, and it's not a good thing. That's what the devil keep on feeding you, or bothering you, or antagonizing you about, to get your focus off, to start competing with other people. And you look at it in our day and in our society, we have all of these different people from other countries can come over here into the United States of America, and they can open up businesses and come together and work together and flourish and make money in our black communities. Make money and everything else, off of us. Make money off of us. But here it is, we born and raised here in the United States of America, and we can't even come together. We can't even talk to one another or get along with each other. Live 5 or 10 minutes away from each other, but yet we're not communicating with each other, calling to check up on one another, come by and seeing, let me see how this person is doing. We're not even doing that. But we go to church every Sunday. We read our Bibles every day, pray every day. And all this is for what? When there has to be a change on the inside of your heart and in your mind. Or you just doing things out of a ritual. There needs to be a change within. Okay? Also, God's provision is for all of us. Whatsoever, if you pray, whatever you pray to ask God for, the same way He can provide for you, or for me, He could do the same thing for you. All He requires is a few things. Pray, ask, and believe, and ask for forgiveness of sin. When you do wrong, you're not only doing people wrong when you do things to people, but you're doing something wrong towards the Creator. What goes around comes around. People, we need to understand that. And you might get away today, but maybe 10 years or whatever years along, down the line, it's going to catch up with you. And if it don't get you, it might even get your children. So we need to learn how to respect each other. And we need to learn how to start loving each other. The Bible says, a new commandment I give unto you, that you love one another. The only way you're going to be able to do that is get all that wickedness out of your heart. All that jealousy. Jealousy it puts you in a very dark place. It puts you in a very dark, and you're not even yourself. You be doing things and saying things you couldn't even realize, and when it's all over, said and done, why it is that you feel the way that you feel towards this person. That's the devil's work. That's what he does. You got to realize and understand that God has a plan for your life as well. But the only way you're going to be able to do it, to find out, you got to spend some time with him. Reading, studying, praying, and fellowshipping with the saints. Okay? Also, I want to talk back about women finding good men these days. And I'm going to tell you, ladies, and I'm going to tell you this. In Proverbs 21, verse 9, it talks about it's better to be on the rooftop in the corner of the house than to be inside the home with an angry wife. So when I thought about this, I said, and I also another word I'm gonna use that's also as I did my research and came into understanding that's about a cantankerous woman. And some of you all are cantankerous women. Cantankerous. A cantankerous woman is a woman that's difficult or irritating to deal with. There are some of you women, no offense, but can be very difficult to deal with. And if you are not happy with yourself, not happy being by yourself, you thinking that a man is going to bring happiness in your life, you're starting off on the wrong foot, first and foremost. You believe all the answers is hung up before. If I could just find me a man that pays me all of this attention. No, that's not the answer. You got to be able to deal with whatever with your heart first. Deal with your conditions first. Because to be honest with you, some of you women are gonna mess some men up because of some of the things that you have in your heart and your mind. And see, this is what God wants you to have a relationship to prepare yourself for your man. Some of you all want a good man, but you're not even ready for a good man. You're not even ready for a good man. Some of you will get a good man, wouldn't know what to do with him. wouldn't know how to treat him. And a cantankerous woman is, because there's some unresolved matters. There's some women, they get involved with one relationship after the next. And it's some unresolved issues that they have within that they don't take the time out to deal with before they on to the next. And so you got to take your time, ladies, before you want God to bless you with that good man. It's a cantankerous woman is a woman that's hurting. First of all, she's an angry woman. She's an angry, hurting woman that's carrying her pains around, dealing with them in her own strength and on her own terms. There's some hurts, some unforgiveness that some of you ladies are carrying that in your hearts. It's the reason why God is saying not yet. There's some hurts that you all have to address, and there's some anger issues that you have. And women are strong individuals because you can carry a child for 9 months and to be able to endure those birth pangs. That's a strong individual. That's a strong individual to be able to do that. So ladies, you all have to take your time out to address those hurts and some of those pains and those issues that causes you to be so angry and carrying around those pains. And everything can't be on your terms all the time. Everything can't be on your terms. I may go into depth more a little bit later in another video as to to be specific as to what I'm talking about. But some of you all may know what I'm talking about. And then some of you all may be saying, I had no clue what he's talking about. But sometimes God, he's not saying no, but he's just maybe saying to you, not right now. And you got to be able to accept that. Because your timing is not God's timing. And God knows what's best for you than you know for yourself. So I'm going to ask you, ladies, because I know you all feel as though I'm working. I'm a single parent. I'm tired of doing the single parent thing all by myself. I need some help. I need a man to be by my strong man, be by my side to work with me. And God knows that. But is your trust going to be in that man, or is it going to be in God? First and foremost. Your trust can't be in man. It has to be in God. To know that God is providing for you in every form, in every fashion. With or without that man or that husband in your life. Okay, so it's about trusting God and developing a relationship with the Creator. And that's what's most important. It's not important. I wouldn't say that it's important for you to go to church every Sunday. That doesn't make you a better person. But the word does say we should not forsake the assembling of the saints, that we all come together, fellowship and worship Him. Well, you got some people, like I was saying earlier in the video, that go to church every Sunday. But they still the same way that they was 20 years ago. There's no change. And you got to ask yourself, am I growing? Or have I grown? In the last year, last 2 years, have I grown? Or do I still handle things the same way? Or am I still need time for healing and deliverance in my life? When we all have scars, granted, we all have scars. But some of you all are still carrying around or walking around with fresh wounds. All and all that's because you're not addressing it. You're not addressing it properly. You're addressing it on your terms. Putting up walls and fences around you. But inside that fence is turmoil, depression, isolation, and loneliness. That's right. It's a lot of you all women that's lonely. So I pray, my prayer is that you all will get some help. And I will come to you in another video as the Spirit of God leads me to give you all an in-depth insight as to the specifics of what I'm talking about. Also, I have 3 books that are out still, called The Insecurities of Men, The Devastations of Abuse Amongst Women. My 3rd and recent book, Misdefining Love. Take the time out to dig in those books. There's some very helpful things in them. And I'm sure God will bless you richly as I continue to bring forth more videos to you as the Spirit of God inspires me to do so. May God bless you. Until we meet again, have a great, wonderful, prosperous day. Thank you.